Hey, my name is Sergio, and I want to thank you for listening to my podcast, Coffee with Closers. In this show, I sit down with real life closers who work in different industries. We share stories, experiences, and opinions on a variety of different subjects. I'll go over what the term closer means in a little bit. But as for myself, I'm a young entrepreneur who owns a couple of different businesses. I originate mortgage loans, and I do a little bit of real estate investing on the side. My original intention for this podcast revolved around the motivational topic and encouraging our listeners to take some big leaps in their professional careers. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that this show could be of way more value to you if I didn't try and force motivation and inspiration down your throats. I decided to take a slightly different approach by focusing on the quality of our content and conversations in hopes to keep you guys engaged for weeks to come. Coffee with Closers is really a podcast about nothing where you might learn something. Coffee for Closers is a term that was made famous by Alec Baldwin in his iconic speech in the movie Glengarry Glen Ross. At the beginning of that scene, one of the sales associates walks over to the coffee pot to fill his cup during a sales meeting, and Baldwin immediately looks at him and tells him, "Put that coffee down, coffee is for closers." I won't recite the entire speech because it's like 10 minutes long, but the term closer is a very common term in the entire sales industry, regardless of the product that you're selling. There is no official definition, but it is most commonly known as an individual who seals the deal, gets that John Hancock on the dotted line, and or a synonym for somebody that's just really good at convincing people. It's a term we used heavily while I was in the car business, and we still do so now that I'm in the real estate industry. As I continue on my entrepreneurial venture, I realize that the word is actually being misused and misinterpreted. You see, we're all closers inside. You don't have to be a commissioned salesperson, a real estate agent, nor do you have to own your own business. You see, a closer is somebody who works their fucking ass off day in and day out. A closer is a goal setter and a goal getter who's closing in on their hopes and dreams day by day. A closer is someone who is chasing the ultimate end game that 100% of everybody wants, and that's to feel happy, to be happy. We all have different goals and aspirations, and I realize that not all of us want to be rich, not all of us need forceful motivation, and not all of us want the same things, but all of us want to ultimately be happy. And if you're like the rest of us in that sense, then you're a closer too. As your host, I vow to provide you with meaningful content weekly. I vow to teach you what I know and allow my guests to teach you what I don't. We're all here to learn from each other and grow together on our journey to fulfillment. I do warn you, to remain raw and authentic, there can be a bit of profanity on the shows. I hope you understand that sometimes saying fuck every now and then keeps you awake. I don't know. I won't make any excuses for being myself. And from the bottom of my heart, I truly thank you for listening to our impactful stories on Coffee with Closers. Now let's start the show.